Sam from Guitar Village here, and today I'm joined by a good friend and fellow musician, Kit Trigg. Kit, say hello to everyone.
Hey everyone.
So we're going to ask Kit a few questions, but before we get into it though, I want him to tell you a little bit about this gorgeous Strat he's got in front of him.
So this is like a reproduction of my guitar, kind of, in theory.
So your 63, your original 63 Strat.
So mine's got like probably about 25% the paint that this has.
Was it like that when you got it?
It's pretty much like this, yeah. So I've had it for about 13 years, and because it's like nitrocellulose, it will just kind of like peels off. But yeah, so this is a 63 custom shop from Fender, and I just picked it up today. Sam recommended it.
Yeah, I thought as Kit has an original 63, I thought it'd be great for him to try this one out and see what he thinks for the comparison. He's been jamming on it and it does sound really good. So let's do some questions. There's a few things. The guys have put a few questions together for me. So firstly, how did you get into guitar?
I don't really remember, because it's like my father was a guitar player, and I come from like a family of like people who play, so I don't actually remember the first time I picked one up. So that could mean like 2 or 3 is my guess.
Oh wow! So
really small. Like I had a tiny guitar, and then I got like a ukulele, and just anything kind of strung. I was playing. So things like if I went into like a shop and there was a banjo, I'd play that. So just kind of like getting used to making music out of plucking and then kind of like fretting.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got into it.
Oh, nice. So young age. When do you think you would say you started taking it seriously?
I think this morning actually. I don't know when the crossover was. I just kind of I've never really not been a guitar player, and never not wanted to do it like seriously. But I think for me it's like I sound so lame, but like if I don't play guitar, I genuinely think I just go nuts. Like if I don't play, like I just like I have to play. Like otherwise I don't know. Like life loses all the colour. Like I just have to do it. And on one hand that's a blessing, and then that's also a curse. So like if I don't play guitar and I'm naked running through town, stealing.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
No, that's
I'll get blamed. The one thing I've learned in life: if anyone I know does something wrong, I get the blame for it. Oh, great. So obviously, growing up listening to different players, when I hear you play, I can hear some influences that are really familiar to me. Who would you say your top 5 influences are?
You.
Joking.
So probably people like Peter Green, so like the original founding member of Fleetwood Mac, who wrote like Albatross. He was also an amazing writer. So Peter Green, Doyle Bramhall. So he was. He was. I think he grew up with Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of like in his life. I think he was like family friends or something. I'm not too sure. So he's heavily influenced by Stevie Ray, but he plays like left, right hand strum, if that makes sense.
Like Jimmy, yeah.
So like Albert King, like Otis Rush, I think plays the same. So those two, then Freddie King, again
Great
an amazing writer, as well as being a good player and a great singer. Then second to that, I mean Hendrix, obviously. That kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? Really,
I think most guitarists stumble across Hendrix at least at some point.
It's a rite of passage.
Whether they like really get into him or not is a different thing. I think loads of people do still. But I'm a massive Hendrix fan, so.
Nice. And then, do you know what? It's like probably something that everyone says, but Slash.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I wouldn't think of you as a Slash fan.
No, it was again quite late to the party, but like his ear for melody is almost like Beethoven. Like the way he kind of like structures his melodies and his arrangements is it's timeless, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, speaking of actually melodies and things, so you're a songwriter. You've written tons of songs. I've seen you play live, sounding great. How do you approach it? What starts first? Where does the ideas come from?
I don't know where the ideas come from. I don't think anyone does know where they come from.
Fair enough.
But how does it start? I think if there was going to be like a routine to get a song, just to jam to begin with, to warm yourself up, and then just create the space for an idea.
Okay,
You know,
so
like
you don't go into song, you sit down thinking, I'm going to write some stuff and just relax into it.
Yeah, totally. It's like, I think you never come up with a song that you like by just really wanting a song. If you force it, you can, I mean, we could write a song together now and really, really want to do it. I mean, you never know, it could be amazing. But if you really like try and force it, you never get anything. Sounds really corny, but you never get anything that has like a magic to it or like an otherworldliness, and those are always the best ideas. And they, so yeah, I'd say if there is like a routine, just make space for it. Like, you know, start like, you know, cutting the lawn in like the meadow for the spaceship to land. You know, like the otherworldly idea. Just make space for it, I'd say.
Oh, nice. So would you? You sing, you know, incredibly well and play guitar excellently. Sorry, I think that was a word. Would you consider yourself a singer or a guitarist first?
I think by accident, probably a singer. But I think up until I started doing it as like a job, I think I was just a guitarist. But just the way I play and everything, it's always kind of vocal based in terms of like from, you know, the singers that I listen to a lot of, I listen to a lot of like soul and like gospel and stuff. Nice. And even though I'm like a rock musician, like all the runs and stuff, like the it's all like Aretha based kind of stuff. So probably a singer more than a guitarist, but yeah. Ah,
fair enough. Now, in terms of your band setup, it's kind of traditional blues rock. You're a three-piece at the moment, but you were a two-piece, so it was just guitars and drums first.
Yeah.
You've added bass into it.
Yeah.
How did that kind of go? Because originally you were set up with guitar amp and a bass amp.
Yeah, like running at the same time in like stereo.
Okay, so is the bass amp gone and now the bass player's coming?
So how did it happen, kind of thing? How did we move to?
Yeah, just how did it happen and how does it work? Just, you know, how did the transition go with that?
The transition was long actually, because I'd been so used to like just holding a song down. I kind of had to relearn to play guitar, really. You know, in terms of like I had to relearn how to like solo, how to play over, you know, somebody else holding down a structure, and I did some soul searching in terms of like my guitar playing. So it actually took about like a year and a half to kind of get used to it like properly, and then now we're cooking with gas, that we're just churning out songs every day.
Oh, nice.
And we just while the well is full, we're, you know, drinking.
Absolutely.
But the transition came about is my bassist came to a show that I was supporting a band. He came to see a band that I was supporting, and it just so happened that he caught our support performance, and came up to us afterwards and was like, "Hey, do you need like a bassist?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Nice. So.
And but we were kind of looking for a bassist at the time. We tried about 8 people out, but Guy just had so much just like power on the bass, and he just like his pocket is deep. So,
fair enough.
He won the rodeo.
Oh, nice. So do you think could you go back to a two-piece if you had to, or would it just feel like totally alien again?
You never know. You know, like if I had to, I will do. You know.
Yeah.
But like I think the next thing is we quite like. It's like that thing Neil Young said about music. He said like music's like sex. It's fine on your own, but it's better with other people. So realistically, we'll probably grow again. We'll probably get like a 4th member. Yeah. Whether that's guitar or keys or harmonica, I don't know. Like, you know.
Oh, fair enough. So
someone who does all 3.
So obviously going from having the guitar amp to having the guitar and a bass amp on stage just for yourself. So what amp are you using at the moment?
I use the Laney 20T212, I think it's called. It's like a blue 2x12, like Brit rock combo kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
Stunning,
yeah, great amps. Made in the UK, just fantastic all round. And pedal wise then, so you used to have a Klon.
Yeah, I did. I don't want to talk about it. No, I had a beautiful, really old Klon pedal, which it was an interesting way I got it and everything. But just a time came where I just wasn't using it. It was just, I was becoming quite, obviously cautious about it because
It's easy to steal a pedal off a board at a gig, isn't it?
Definitely.
Not that I've ever tried. I'll just say that on camera right now.
But one day it just went missing. I just, had no idea who could have stolen it.
Oh, fair enough. So no clons.
No.
So what pedals do you use instead?
From enormous generosity from a lot of companies, it varies what I kind of use on the road. But it's a very simple kind of prototype of like not prototype, a very simple kind of principle of like a overdrive going into something that has a bit of modulation. So that could be like a vibe or like a chorus. So at the moment for the tour we're going on, we're starting in a couple of weeks. I'm taking 2 Thorpe pedals. I'm taking the Peacekeeper, which is that like
great overdrive.
Like you can use it for so many things because it's like basically like a channel strip from like a desk. So you can put like bass into it. It sounds.
Nice.
It's honestly it's great. And
he's a great guy, Adrian Thorpe. Makes some fantastic pedals.
Proper rock star. And then the other second one is for like the modulation. I'm using a bit of chorus at the moment, so I'm using the deep organ again.
Yes, I must try that out. We've had them in the shop, and I've just not had like 5 minutes to pick one up and just plug it in.
Yeah, before it sells, like because there's it's also like the build quality.
Yeah.
They just don't break or anything like that.
Yeah, he is ex-army, so he knows.
Yeah,
he knows how to build things.
Yeah,
so they're not going to break. You're
Yeah,
expecting to be shot at on stage. Get some Thorpe pedals on there.
Yeah.
Or a Boss pedal. They're pretty tough too.
Yeah, they are pretty. Yeah, particularly the Metal Zone. That's like a tough guy pedal.
Yes, yeah, had a few of those. They're great. Nice. And guitar-wise, just a 63 Strat?
No, so unfortunately I don't take his name's Percy. I don't take
Percy.
him out. I don't take him out too often because we've been travelling so much with the band, and I left it on a train once, and it was the scariest thing that's ever happened because I've had that guitar since I was about 13, and it was at Waterloo. I left it on a train, just carried on walking. I got to the bridge. And remembered it was just like my heart went through the floor and like so I raced back and there were like loads of police around the carriage because they thought that like it was a bomb because if it was in a hard case. I was like, none of you guys play guitar obviously, like but no, thankfully a really nice man had like been like, I saw like a young man with like a guitar, like this is definitely his, he'll come back for it. And I got it back. So since then I don't take that out pretty much unless
fair enough.
Unless I'm like, really on my toes. So I use a couple of other guitars. I use a Wynyard, it's called a Stealth Caster.
Okay.
It's basically, it looks like an Esquire, like one of the old like, when did they come out? Was it like 52 they did those?
1950, you're kind of starting to see the early Esquires.
Yeah, so, but it's got really thin PVC above where on a normal Telecaster you'd have like the neck pickup. And underneath it, it's got a humbucker. Oh, okay. It's genius.
Nice.
So I've been using one of those on tour, and then as well as that, I use a 1983 Dan Smith Strat.
Ah, yes, we've had a few of those in. Yeah,
they're quite hard to come by.
They are really interesting guitars. Completely different feel to almost any other Fender as well.
They don't really feel like a Strat at all, and they sound enormous. I don't know what it is about them. So yeah, I use those two, and then I'm looking at getting the Les Paul.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it should be fun.
I'm sure we can get on with the Les Paul at some point. Well, Kit, thank you for answering our questions.
No problem.
And would you mind giving us a demo of this Strat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounding great.
It's so much fun, man.
Well, Kit, thanks so much for joining us.
No problem.
Oh, I didn't mention actually, Kit was just trying out one of the new Wampler pedals. We literally got it in today. It's the Moxie, which is a tube screamer style pedal, but it's kind of hot rodded, and that's where all the game was coming from. We had the amp set to clean. Anyway, Kit, thank you so much for joining us.
Problem.
It's been a real pleasure. If anyone wants to check Kit out, any of his music out, you're on Apple Music and Spotify.
Yeah.
And if they want to check out tour dates, things like that, they want to come and see you live, the website's kittriggsucks.com.
That's right, yeah.
Good website
Nothing
name,
but the
really.
truth, nothing but the truth.
Thank you very much.
No problem, it's been a pleasure, man.